Local 7 and 103.7 WTIB present Talk of the Town with Henry Hinton. News, sports, and community information, and everything that's going on around town. Now, with Talk of the Town, here's your host, Henry Hinton.
Okay, welcome back. Hour 2 of Talk of the Town here on Tuesday, January the 14th. Welcome back. If you're having a birthday today on the 14th of January, you're having a birthday with Faye Dunaway, who is having a birthday today on the 14th. Faye Dunaway, the actress from Bonnie and Clyde and Chinatown, 73 years old today. I think this guy might be my favorite actor. I love this guy, Jason Bateman.
Very funny.
Great comedic timing. Just a really, interesting actor, I think.
Yeah.
Jason Bateman, 45 years old today. He of course, is the star, one of the stars of Arrested Development, which is now the Netflix thing. They got nominated for a bunch of Golden Globes. Don't think they won anything, but still. Welcome in. During the news break, I walked down the hall to get some coffee, and I ran into Clark, who is our producer of the Thunder Country Morning Show, one of our other stations that we operate here in this building. And he's been taunting me about the Panthers' loss to the San Francisco 49ers.
And is he a 49ers fan?
He is a 49ers fan, and we were taunting each other. He grew up actually near Cleveland, and I mean you can't be a Browns fan. So I have no idea why he's a big 49ers fan, but he's a big San Francisco 49ers fan. And so he's just hitting me down the hall with, "We kicked your butt, we," and I'm like, "What did you do? What is the we? What part of this did you play?"
He called a few plays. He and Harbaugh.
Does that make you nuts when people do the we thing?
No.
Yeah, we were great in the second half. Our defense
so much,
was better than your
defense.
defense. I mean, I don't.
It really bothers a lot of people, though.
Bothers me.
Yeah, you're not the only
I
one.
think it's crazy. But I particularly think it's nuts when you didn't go to a particular school and you do the we and all that. But I have a new theory, by the way, on what happened to the Panthers on Sunday.
Okay, I'd like to hear this.
You know how they came out and they were so emotional in the first half, and they were getting all the personal fouls. They were banging, they were hitting, they were maybe just a little bit high, a little bit over the top.
Yeah.
I think Ron Rivera, who you always see very, very level personality, very even keeled on the sideline.
Yeah.
Is it possible he went into the locker room at halftime and said, "You guys got to calm down"? Because I think they came out flat. I mean, that first drive of the second half was a joke. The Panthers didn't punt the entire first half. And then they come out, go 3 and out, and had to punt. Start the second half. And it just went downhill from there. Is that being too much of a fan and overgeneralizing what may have happened? I said that to somebody yesterday, and they said, no, San Francisco is just better. But I don't know if San Francisco is better.
I don't think they're that much better than the Panthers. Yeah. I really don't.
2 turnovers was another big factor. And the other big factor was driving 79 yards to the 1-yard line and getting no points, which was a...
Where San Francisco is better, or where they have the edge, is they have 2 solid game-changing wide receivers. The Panthers have 1 if he's playing well, and that's Steve Smith. 1. Olsen's as good as Davis, but LaFell's no Crabtree. They have a Crabtree and a Bolden.
Yeah.
Panthers have a Steve Smith and a LaFell.
LaFell's coming along, though.
He has, but he's no Crabtree.
Bolden was – I didn't think Crabtree – and I know Lincoln, he's good friends with Lincoln Riley. I don't want to say anything. Lincoln's listening. But I didn't think Crabtree was much of a factor in the game. He caught a couple of passes.
Well, he wasn't, but he can still be –
Bolden was.
Yeah.
So, all right, enough about the Panthers. We're done with that.
Be back next season.
All right, so this morning we were talking about Lyndon Johnson's visit to Rocky Mount, North Carolina in the 60s, and there's this article. This has all been precipitated by Marco Rubio's comments earlier this week that Senator Marco Rubio from Florida made the comment that the war on poverty started 50 years ago. The anniversary of it, I think, was last week, 50-year anniversary of the war on poverty, that it's been a miserable failure. And, of course, the war on poverty is where all these government programs started, the food stamps and the government handouts and stuff like that. And this morning in the News and Observer, of course, Barry Saunders is doing a "How dare you" column about Marco Rubio, saying, "How dare you say that these government programs," and Barry's using himself as an example that helped him pick himself up out of the ghetto, and look who he is today. He's a columnist for the most liberal newspaper in America. And then someone emailed and said that when Lyndon Johnson was doing his war on poverty, he came to Rocky Mount, North Carolina, to make a point about all the poor people there. But at that time, Rocky Mount was a bustling business community, and the Johnson administration staff had mistakenly taken Rocky Mount as a poor Appalachian mountain town. I think they meant to go to Rocky Mount, Virginia, maybe. And so Philip Horn, my buddy, is on the phone. Good morning, Philip.
Good morning, Governor.
Are you and you've been researching this to find out if it's true that Lyndon Johnson's trip to Rocky Mount was all a big mistake?
Well, I do have some anecdotal support for that.
Yeah.
Apparently, Johnson's staff was somewhat geographically challenged. And the reason I know that is that I've actually talked to 3 people who were there and were not in the frame of the now iconic photograph of Johnson sitting on the porch with the poor farm family in Nash County. And those 3 people are Tom Lambeth, former president of the Z. Smith Reynolds Foundation.
That fits.
And J. Phil Carlton, former Supreme Court Justice for North Carolina.
Oh, seriously?
Yes, and Billy Barnes, who was a photographer. A lot of people think that was a White House photo op, but that photograph was actually taken by Billy Barnes, who retired, now lives in Hillsborough, North Carolina, and he was the public relations director for Terry Sanford's North Carolina Fund. So all 3 of those gentlemen were sort of lieutenants, in a way, of the Sanford administration, and so they were part of that day and that event. And the really more interesting thing is that the North Carolina Fund was the model upon which Lyndon Johnson's administration tried to create programs for the war on poverty. The North Carolina Fund helped to create things like workforce training, led to the expansion of the North Carolina Community College system. So they were modeling some of those, especially career training and workforce development programs after North Carolina.
If they'd stopped there, they'd have been a good program.
Well,
I mean, and that was a lot of the stuff that Terry Sanford did, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So the last part of that is, the sad thing is 50 years later, there are now parts of eastern North Carolina that are more impoverished than they were when we had a robust agricultural economy 50 years ago.
But what do you know about the fact that they came to Rocky Mount and thought it was in the mountains? Is that true or not?
Well, the staff, as I said, Johnson's staff was in fact geographically challenged, because I've had that anecdote relayed to me by both Tom Lambeth and Phil Carlson, as well as Billy Barnes. Yes, the staff who prepped him in advance that visit imagined that they were going to some region of Appalachia based on the name of the nearby city of Rocky Mount.
You think they got it mixed up with Rocky Mount, Virginia? Because isn't Rocky Mount, Virginia, like up around Blacksburg or something?
I believe it is, but it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. Interesting. Wow. A little trip down history lane. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, you're quite welcome. And by the way, tell Clark that our Superman post-touchdown celebration is better than their Superman impersonation.
Exactly.
He's going to take that personal because he believes he is Superman.
Who, Kim?
No, Clark.
Oh, Clark. That's true. Clark actually does think he is Superman. This is Clark, who walks around the station wearing a Superman costume from time to time.
And also knee-high socks with mini capes on the back of them.
You know, Sometimes I'll meet Clark down the hall, and his boss is Dylan. And from time to time, when Clark's wearing like Superman garb in the building, I'll go to Dylan and just say, "Could you ask him not to do that?"
And you guys think I'm weird.
Yeah. And then from time to time, I'll meet Clark, early in the morning at the coffee pot, and I'll see like he's got on Superman socks, or he really does wear a Superman cape. I'm not joking. Carly, am I lying?
Nope.
He wears a
Nope.
Superman cape around the radio station. And
Yeah.
so every now and then I'll meet him down the hall. And I met him wearing the Superman cape the other day, and I looked at him and I went, "Clark, never mind." By the way, his last name is not Kent. 14 after 8 o'clock.
I think
Carly.
he might legally change it at some point.
Carly Swain is here. Good morning, Carly.
Good morning, guys.
Good to see you.
You too.
We have a new show we're going to be announcing this morning.
Us too.
Yes, you do. I was leading
Like that
to
segue?
We'll tell you about our new show in a few minutes, but Carly has a new show to tell you about. When does the new 4:30 a.m. newscast that you'll be anchoring on WITN begin?
Tomorrow.
Oh, it does?
Tomorrow. We're up at 4:30 a.m. tomorrow. No. Let's clarify. We're up at midnight
I was
tomorrow.
going to say, you're not going to be up at
No,
4:30.
we're up at 11 p.m. or midnight
But you'll be
tomorrow.
on tomorrow morning
But
at
we'll be
4:30
on,
anchoring
yeah.
the news.
Yeah, we'll
Is
see
this
how
gonna
bright and
change the fact that you're over here like a couple days a week?
Will it change me being here?
Yeah.
I don't see why not. So I'm just going in earlier there.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because no one had cleared that with me. I would think that you
didn't run
guys.
this by you. I'm
I would
sorry.
think when you guys want to make a big programming change like that, I would think you'd want to run it by the radio guy. But that's just me. So you'll be anchoring from Fort. Now, are you still going to be out doing reporting? And
Yes,
stuff?
and that's kind of the neat thing about this.
Maybe you'll need the Superman cape.
Exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, honestly. That'd be actually, I would just like the cape because that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, we'll still be on the desk 4:30 to 5, and then 5 to 7. Heather will be back anchoring at the helm there, and then we'll continue our live reports, which has been really critical. I've noticed in the last since I was able to join the Sunrise Show, a lot happens overnight, and I'm hoping that we're getting people even better informed, and this is an opportunity to reach folks who normally are already out the door, hitting the road, or working, or just being busy with life. By the time we're on at 5.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can catch you at 4:30 now.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, and our new show will begin tomorrow night on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. We are introducing a new program called The Greenville Grit, and it is going to be a program about Greenville community issues, and it's going to air Wednesday nights from 6:30 to 7 on radio and television. You'll be able to see it on Cable 7 as well as WTIB, and you know who's hosting it? Terry Williams and Michael Overton, former Greenville City Council candidates for City Council. And it's their way of staying involved in the community and probably holding some folks accountable who did get elected. That's what I'm thinking. But they're going to be here this morning in just a few minutes, and we're going to talk to them about the new Greenville Grit program, which starts here tomorrow night. What is it all about? What kind of issues will they be talking about? And what kind of guests will they have? Things like that.
You know what their sound effect should be?
What?
Feet to the fire.
I like it. I thought you were.
I'll be your
I
new
thought you
PR
were
coordinator.
thought you were cooking grits on the
Yeah, I did too at first.
stove. Then.
Guys, no, think outside the breakfast
Grit,
box,
grit,
guys.
grit.
I know we're talking about food all morning.
So that's coming up just a couple of minutes. 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's take a break. We also have sports coming up, and with McGee, and some comments from Mike Krzyzewski, who got very emotional last night after his team won. Duke beat Virginia last night at Cameron Indoor Stadium, but Coach K got very emotional last evening. Mm-hmm. He was talking about how poorly his team had been performing since Christmas, and he kind of turned himself into the media and said, part of it is me. And as it turns out, it sounds like he's been struggling a lot with the death of his brother since the Christmas holiday. So we'll hear from Coach Krzyzewski and his comments about that. And more as we roll through Tuesday morning, January the 14th. Stay with us. News headlines from WITN coming up next. And then Terry Williams and Michael Overton join us And the big announcement about the new show coming here, the Greenville Community Issues program called the Greenville Grit. We'll be right back.
Don't miss the incredible year-end savings at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. We are overstocked with over 400 new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram vehicles. We aren't only discounting the 2013 models, but the 14s as well. Jeep Patriot starting at only $15,990. Dodge Grand Caravan starting at only $19,990. Ram Quad Cab starting at only $26,990.
It's the big finish at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, across from the Cracker Barrel in Greenville.
Think you're in good hands with your insurance company? The same people who held your hand when you bought your policy might try to wash their hands of you the moment you file a claim.
We'll help you take matters into your own hands by making sure you know your rights, and we'll fight to get you the compensation you may deserve.
At Hardy & Hardy, we're serious about seeking justice on behalf of our clients.
Count on Hardy & Hardy, protecting the rights of the seriously injured.
Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage Company will deliver a storage unit to your home or business today. Stallings Storage is the only local company providing mobile storage units 8x15 or 8x10 delivered to your site. If you are remodeling your home or office or need to store merchandise and inventory at your business, you need to call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage. We deliver, pick up, and store it for you. It's that easy, and there's no need to send your business out of town when your mobile storage needs can be met right here with people you know. Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage is located in Pitt County on Beast Oaks Road. It's a well-secured facility with a live-in manager. Fixed units range from 5 feet by 10 feet to 40 feet by 40 feet. We store boats, cars, anything you need. We are pirate supporting pirates. Call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage today at 321-2300. That's 321-2300.
Having a vision of what really matters is how we succeed. Keeping an eye on the ball, seeing all the things that we need. Focusing on the big picture, always striving to do what's right. Carolina Vision Care, we keep what's important in sight.
When you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco. No matter where you go in Eastern Carolina, there's sure to be an attractive and always clean Trade Wilco Hess station nearby. For the absolute lowest prices on gas, groceries, and travel necessities, stop at any of the Trade Wilco Hess stations throughout Eastern Carolina. Keep your eyes on the road, but remember to look for the green and white Hess sign. The best part? No one supports the ECU Pirates more. So when you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco.
From the WITN Newsroom, this is your Eastern Carolina News Update on 103.7 WTIB.
Degrees in Greenville at 8:22. I'm Carly Swain. Here's your WITN News Update. Breaking news from overnight. A Wayne County teenage couple leaving behind family and friends after investigators say the pair was found with the parents' self-inflicted gunshot wounds Monday afternoon. Wayne County deputies were called to Caps Bridge Road around 3:30 p.m. on Monday, where they reportedly found those two teens. Rosewood High School student Spencer Garrison, who's 16, was found dead in the truck. Deputies said his girlfriend, 15-year-old Malia Porter, was found in very poor condition. She was airlifted to Divided Medical Center here in Greenville. And earlier this morning, Sheriff Carrie Winders told me that Malia passed away around 2 o'clock this morning. The Goldsboro News-Argus reports the teens used the same gun. Reports indicate the pickup truck had been seen at the location of that shooting multiple times on Monday. A vigil was held for the teens last night at Rosewood High School. Switching gears now to Greenville, where workers at a sandwich shop are waking up victims after they were robbed at gunpoint overnight. The Jimmy John's in Greenville on Moy Boulevard was held up around 10 last night, according to Greenville police. Detectives say no one was hurt. The robber did get away with an undisclosed amount of cash. We'll keep you posted on that investigation. A bail bondsman says his repeat customer attacked him with a machete. Reginald Beasley is recovering from machete wounds to his wrist, hand, and back of the neck. He says a client, Samuel Potter, nearly cut off his hand after Beasley bonded Potter out of jail Friday. Deputies say that Potter promised Beasley $12,000 in cash and gold bars. A fight broke out between the two after Potter got home, but couldn't seem to come up with the cash. Investigators said Potter attacked the bail bondsman with a machete and managed to saw off his own shackles and stabbed himself. Beasley was able to get to a neighbor's house and ask them to call 911 for help. Potter still in the hospital, but he will face new charges once he is released. An infant is the state's first child flu death of the season. State health officials say the baby from the eastern region of our state died Monday due to complications associated with the flu. Due to privacy concerns, the state would not say which county the child was from. We know the infant was too young to get the flu shot, which means it was under 6 months old. Last week, DHHS officials reported 21 deaths due to the flu. Of those deaths, 19 were young and middle-aged adults. Time now is 8:24. That's a look at your WITN News Update. Henry, back to you.
Eastern Carolina weather.
Still a few sprinkles out there this morning, then remaining cloudy this afternoon with showers in the afternoon. High temperature about 59 degrees. Rainfall near a half inch today before it's all over with. Partly cloudy and 37 overnight tonight. And then on Wednesday, sunny and 62 degrees. And then that's when the things start to change. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night after midnight is when we may see a mix of light and light rain and snow. And that's all coming overnight on Wednesday night. And will continue into potentially Thursday morning. We could see some snow showers on Thursday morning. And so watch out for that and probably plan accordingly if you got to be on the roads or whatever. I'm sure the school's going to be talking about it, and we'll see kind of where that goes. But the good news about Thursday, if it does snow, the temperatures are going to be back up in the mid-40s by the middle of the day, so it's all going to melt away. Don't think it's going to be a big deal. Current temperature 54 degrees. All right, McGee is here this morning. Actually, you were supposed to do the weather there, weren't you?
That's okay.
I stole your thunder.
You did.
Many, many apologies.
Well,
who was the news and weather brought to us by? You were supposed to be doing that, and I was supposed to be doing this.
Right.
Cellular Warehouse, actually. Mm-hmm. We did Stadium Sports already, Michael.
We did.
Michael, wake up in the control room. He just went into my ear. Stadium Sports.
I'm
Stadium
reading
Sports,
the
Stadium
log.
Sports. Is that what it says? I did Stadium Sports earlier. Actually, Cellular Warehouse, our sponsor this morning. And these are the guys that are handling all of our cell phones. In fact, we were talking to them yesterday. They've been working out some great deals for our company's cell phone usage. And my buddy Toby Williams, who's got a lot of experience. In fact, he, along with Carla Sutherland and Candy Ken, have a combined 45 years of experience in helping business customers with all their wireless needs. Now, here's the thing about Toby and Carla and Candy. You don't have to go to them. They come to you. So somebody asked me the other day, where's this Cellular Warehouse I hear you talking about? It's everywhere. They come to you. They actually have an office in Williamston, but the truth of the matter is they travel from Elizabeth City to Wilmington. I'm going to give you a phone number in a minute to call, and when you call them, you will have an opportunity to talk to them and get whatever you need done. I mean, they'll come to the farm, they'll come to your office, they'll come to your construction site, come to any government agencies. It costs you nothing to allow them to do a quick analysis of your current plan and make sure you're not spending too much money and that you're taking advantage of all the wireless solutions. So Toby Williams is the guy. Let me give you Toby's number here. Why do I not have that on this cheat sheet, by the way? They didn't provide Toby's number, so I got to pull it out of my phone. But Toby can take care of you. And the thing I love about it, if you call them, they'll be at your office later that day. Call Toby Williams. Here's the number, 252-799-7051, 252-799-7051. You just need one phone? They'll show up and do that. That's the concept of Cellular Warehouse. They come to you. Call Toby Williams, 252-799-7051. All right, 28 minutes after 8 o'clock, we've been talking about the Greenville Grit. There's a brand new local program coming to 103.7 WTIB. Two local political and business icons, two great folks and good friends of mine. Terry Williams and Michael Overton are going to be doing a show called the Greenville Grit. starting tomorrow night right here at 6:30. It's going to be on radio and television on Cable 7 and 103.7. What is it all about? Greenville community issues. And they've landed a huge guest for the big show, the first big show tomorrow night. We'll talk to Terry and Michael Overton next. Be right back.
Eastern Carolina.
Imagine getting a new car and paying less than what you're paying right now. You can at Greenville Toyota's Trade Up, Pay Less sales event.
Start the new year off right in a new Toyota with payments as low as $148 a month on the all-new 2014 Corolla. And new Camrys just $20 more, now $168 a month. And 0% financing on 10 new Toyota models. Plus, we'll help you get the financing you need. And remember, every new Toyota comes with a Greenville Toyota Advantage. Trade up and pay less. Stop making those high car payments on that old car. Rush to Greenville Toyota today.
At the law firm of Hardy & Hardy, we don't simply take cases.
We take your case personally.
I've been in several car accidents, and each time I've turned to Hardy & Hardy for help. They are honest, hardworking, and dependable. I've been satisfied with the conclusion of each case, and I would recommend Wayne and Charles Hardy to my family and friends.
You matter to us.
Protecting the rights of the seriously injured.
Unlock the best life has to offer for generations to come. Introducing the Legacy membership exclusively at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. As a Legacy member, you'll not only enjoy all the benefits of an active, family-friendly lifestyle, your children and grandchildren will enjoy membership status as well. Belonging to Ironwood is remarkable. Sharing it with your entire family is even better. Become a Legacy member today, only at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. Golf at its finest, life at its fullest.
Top Dog Academy is Eastern North Carolina's complete dog training facility. Top Dog provides an excellent environment for dogs of all ages with training services and work week daycare. Top Dog is located on Highway 43 South, just 4 miles from Bells Fork, and features a comfortable, healthy environment and a spacious facility for daycare and a brand new, beautiful facility for training. Call 752-8215 or visit topdogonline.com.
Come on out Highway 43 South to Top Dog Academy, where we know dogs.
Pepsi, born here, raised by Panthers fans everywhere.
Raise your Pepsi for a chance to win the ultimate fan experience. See specially marked 18 packs or visit PepsiRaisedHere.com to learn more.
Many people in eastern North Carolina suffer from diabetes. The question is, can the disease be managed before it causes harm? Are there lifestyle changes that can help prevent it in the first place? And can a health system really make a difference? At Vidant Health, we're empowering people with tools and resources to detect and manage chronic disease. Can diabetes education and management help members of your family lead healthier lives? The answer is definitely yes.
Okay, welcome back. Talk of the Town here on Tuesday morning. Today is the 14th day of January. And on Wednesday, January the 15th, which is tomorrow, a very big program debuts here on 103.7 WTIB. New year, new program. And, we're all about local community issues here and what's going on in the community and keeping people informed. And tomorrow night at 6:30 on 103.7 and on Cable 7 television, a brand new program will debut here. It's called the Greenville Grit, and it's going to be hosted by two Greenville business icons who join me. Why are you laughing?
I'm flattered.
Absolutely.
I'm serious. Now, these guys need no introduction to the community, but Terry Williams, who's a longtime real estate agent and city council candidate, and Michael Overton, almost a longtime real. But would you call yourself a real estate agent? You're more of a broker and.
Well, I'm on the commercial real estate side.
Yeah, commercial real estate. Yeah, right. And of course, both of you ran for city council this year. And this is a way, am I right, for you guys, the way we talked about this when, Terry, you first approached me about this, a way for you guys to kind of stay involved in the issues in the community and have a voice, right?
That's exactly right, Henry.
Yeah.
We felt like after we discussed it after the election that there were so many issues and information that the public didn't know, and that this might be one way of us keeping everybody informed about what's going on. That's why we called it the Greenville Grit. It stands for Greenville Residents in Touch, and that's what we're hoping is our mission, is to keep people in touch.
Greenville Residents in Touch, and Greenville Grit, I love it.
That's right.
And you guys will be the new, you'll be on after Tom and Sadie, but it'll be kind of a local issues kind of program with that kind of feel to it.
Exactly. We definitely want to focus on anything that affects Greenville. It doesn't have to be city council meetings recap, but if it's East Carolina University, if it's Vidant, if it's Pitt Community College, anything that has any effect on the city of Greenville, that's what we want to discuss. And I think you had mentioned before the break of possibly holding people feet to the fire. I heard Carly's sound. It's pretty funny. But I think, as Terry said, we want to be honest. We want to make sure that people are aware of the issues, what's going on in the community, and just keeping people up to date with that.
That's right. That's what the grit means, is that's getting the true facts, getting down to the grit, the heart of the matter. And so we have a mission statement and that we have come up with that is engage, educate, evaluate, and inform the public.
Yeah. And I love the name, Greenville Residents in Touch, Greenville Grit.
That's right.
And it, there was a newspaper called The Grit when I was a kid. You remember? You guys probably both too young to remember that, but there was a newspaper called The Grit, and so that's another kind of connection. All right, so you're going to have guests on the show. Again, this debuts tomorrow night at 6:30. It's going to be every Wednesday night. We need to say this, a little bit of a bad break. The show's going to be every Wednesday night at 6:30, except for next week, which is going to be on Monday night.
That's right.
Because next week we have a Duke game at 6, which is the only time it's going to happen during the season, I think, until maybe sometime in March. But every Wednesday night at 6:30, Greenville Grit, and I'll be promoting it, letting people know what's going on. But not only issues, Terry, but you're also going to have some great guests and people inside that are kind of involved in the community. And the hot topic in Greenville, of course, is crime. And tomorrow night, you've got a great guest as your initial guest for the first show.
We do. Our Chief Aiden, has agreed to come on, and he's excited about it. I don't know if any of them, the public, was able to follow the city council meeting last night, but I was not able to stay until it was over. But the very last was his presentation to the city council last night. I know he's got a press conference today at 11 to talk about the crime issues and the plan, and he has a lot of things he's going to discuss. So he's really excited about being able to come on with us and talk to the public. Because we talked this morning some before the show, and it's like I told him, I think the public needs to be constantly involved and updated about what he is doing, because I believe the more that we know, the less afraid we'll be. When we really see what they're doing, they are out there, they are doing things, they've got plans in place, they have a plan. And I think that's what we've talked about is very important, that they do have a plan.
Yeah.
So he is going to discuss reality versus perception, which that's very important to him. That's one of the topics. He's going to discuss the strategic plan. And then he wants to cover other services and activities that the police department offers that we may not even know about. I know that Michael and I got to learn some about that in our meetings with him, when we were running for council, about other things. It's a full plate. It's not just about fighting crime.
Yeah. Well, what a great opportunity for people also to hear from other people, the people that are in city government and other walks of life that deal with issues in Greenville. So I know you're going to have some great guests coming. So the concept of the show, Michael, is not only to talk about community issues, but to have these guests come in for every week.
We're looking to any guest that is involved. I think Chief Aiden is really excited about having him the first time. Former council members would be great guest, or President Massey, if he would ever come on and speak with us. Chancellor Ballard.
You're on
anyone,
the PCC board, I believe.
I am on the board of trustees for that. But just anything that's happening, again, that affects the city of Greenville. If guests are willing to come on, discuss it, put up with Terry and I questioning them for 30 minutes and just telling us overall what is going on and how the community can get involved.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's going to be a great new opportunity for people in Greenville to get a different point of view on city politics. You know, one of the interesting things, you're starting the show at a great time because there's a hot topic that's going to be on the agenda on Thursday night, which of course we talked about here on the show yesterday. And we could have sat here and taken calls all day on it. I think the phones were popping off the hook, talking about whether or not it makes any sense to do any kind of development at all to enhance the natural resource that we have here in Greenville that we've never taken advantage of, which is the Tar River. And the former city council authorized a study to be done and hired a consultant to come in and look at it. You know, other places have done it. Greenville, South Carolina has been very successful with it, which is where the discussion began with the Chamber of Commerce inter-city visit to Greenville, South Carolina last year. Some of the city council people, I believe Dennis Mitchell, who called in yesterday, were so excited about this. Said, you know what? We ought to at least study what we could do to enhance the economy by using our riverfront. And now it seems like the new city council may want to undo that. And they tried to just fire the consultant in the first meeting or not hire the consultant. And now for some reason, Marion Blackburn has asked for this to be on the agenda again on Thursday night, which kind of, makes you wonder, why is it, let's move forward. Let's look at this. Let's see what we can do. But apparently there's still some resistance to it.
Well, I look forward definitely to hearing what they're going to say Thursday night. I think some of my background when I was a resident of Washington for 5 years is I actually was a project manager for waterfront development, taking green space up and with building condominiums, but I was also chairman of the Historic Preservation Commission. So we had that balance of the residents saying, no, don't fill up the waterfront. We want it to be beautiful. We want it to be user-friendly. So I think we've got to look at it as a city of what can we do to improve things for Greenville? What can make it attractive for families to go down and not make it a party scene, but we want our kids to be able to enjoy this. It's unused, it's underutilized, and I think we'd make a huge mistake of not doing anything. But I am excited to hear what's going to go on Thursday night. I've got my opinions. Terry and I had our round table discussion last night around my kitchen table.
Which I think that's going to make it quite interesting. But a couple of things, Henry. First of all, the study and the town common were two different things. The river study was the funds that were passed at the previous council to carry on that, and the meeting in December was simply just to agree to let them continue their work.
To hire the consultant to do the work.
And the group. It was a group of like 5 different companies pulled together. The town common master plan was developed a few years back. I actually served on that commission when that was done. So that study was done and already paid for and taken care of up to the point of where it was or where it is right now. So I don't know if they're wanting to revisit that and see at the point that the town common master plan was drawn, there wasn't what I would call economic development, although there was buildings, there were things on it. And they had talked about having different things, like maybe a place you could buy some food, maybe a place to rent kayaks. There were some things that's not exactly what I think some people are questioning now, what sort of development could be blended in. But it's a lot going on, and it's a big piece of the puzzle. The town common could be a huge drawing card to finalize a lot of the work that's already been done in the uptown area.
I made this comment yesterday, and my family got together and had dinner last night. We were talking about this. If you were introducing somebody who'd never been to Greenville before to the community, and they came here for a weekend, and there wasn't a football game going on, where would you take them? What would you take them to show them our community? We have the university, but where else would you take them? I mean, right now you wouldn't take them to the town common, I don't think. It's just a big open space, and we have a river, and there's nothing really exciting about our river. As some people have put it, it just looks like a big muddy ditch. But it could be so much more. And so, where would you take somebody? And it just strikes me that if you had some small line of restaurants and shops along the waterfront, that it could become a real attraction, not only for people from out of town, but people would use it on a regular basis. And my sense is that This is just my opinion. You didn't ask for it. I'm going to give it to you anyway. You know I don't ever have any problem giving my opinion.
No,
you know, the good news to me about the town common is it's so large.
Yeah,
That's right.
There's enough area there that something could be done right along the riverfront and still maintain a huge amount of green space down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, I'm not saying I'm 100% for it. I do know there's some other pitfalls. For instance, one of the things I would want to see before anything was done is an economic study of whether or not people in Greenville would go to a restaurant down there.
Right.
I think they would, but, you know, maybe we need a poll on that. You know,
there's going to be a lot to look at, which is why I'm excited to hear Thursday night's meeting, and I'm really excited. Next week we have another, hopefully, big guest coming on who have plenty to say about it. So on Monday night, make sure you tune in and listen to the show on our wrap up of the town common issues.
That's right.
Yeah, so you're gonna tomorrow night you're gonna focus on crime.
That's right.
And then Monday night at 6:30, when you do the show on another night other than the normal scheduled program, you're gonna focus on the town common issue.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And maybe a few other issues, but I think it's really important that the citizens know we are going to keep up with what the city council's doing, how they're voting. What
you guys are
on,
going to the meetings
what their
still,
position.
right? I mean, you went to the meeting last night.
It stayed as long as I could. Yeah. And
if we're not going, we're watching the recap.
We're watching it and
watching
taking
the
notes.
video.
We want to know what's going on and tell the public. And what we're hoping to do is tell the public in terms that they can understand exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes it is difficult to follow, and people aren't going to. Some of the meetings last 4 hours. They're not going to sit there and watch it for 4 hours. And so we're hoping to take the parts out that are important about what issues we're facing in the entire city, not just things that happen at the town common.
That's right. I love what you're doing because, number one, I think we need another voice, and you guys have clearly put yourself out there, made the commitment. I mean, you ran for office. You've both been involved in commissions and boards and done things, and you know kind of what's going on. But, I mean, you're making a commitment to even go to the meetings. But, you know, the average citizen, it strikes me that most people don't pay enough attention to what's going on at the city council or the county commissioners. And now, you know, you Michael, you just mentioned you could watch the recap. You can watch it on cable television live when it happens, or you can go to the website and see the video from the meetings before. And I do that all the time, but, you know, I wonder how many people actually do that. And the good thing about it is if you've got a particular, you know, the meetings can get long. So if there's a particular item you want to see the discussion about at City Council, you can look at the agenda and then kind of approximate on the video file on the computer where about that would take place, and you can go to the website and watch the discussion about the town common or crime or parking or traffic or the parking deck or any of those things. So.
Well, I think it comes down to the time too. Probably a lot of the people that we need to be involved don't have the time to sit through 4-hour meetings and may not have the time also to scroll through a website to find out what was discussed. So it goes back to what Terry and our goal is to briefly inform, to make sure people understand the hot topic issues so that they can get involved if there's an issue. And to make sure it's straight talk. We're not doing it from any standpoint or wanting something to happen a certain way. We just want to inform people to let them know.
Yeah, that's one of the questions that I think would be a question people might add. Are you guys doing this because you have an axe to grind?
Not at all.
No, I mean, Terry and this is our home. This is Greenville's my entire life. I've been here my entire life. My wife says that she'll never be able to pull me out of this town. I care about this town. I care about the community. I never got in to run for council for anything other than the love of the town.
That's exactly right.
We want to make sure people understand that.
Michael and I are at different positions, too. I'm a grandmother. Michael's a dad, so we have our kids and our grandkids at different ages. We're looking at their different futures. And so I think we always have that in the back of our minds, and we want to know what's coming up for them. How can we inform them about this is what you've got to face as you grow up. But I think also one other area that we're going to cover is we are going to have some local area politics that affect us. It may not be right just in with our city council, but other things that are voted on with our representatives, if we can get information about that. Especially a hot topic is what's going on with our teachers. And I think that we definitely need to explain exactly where, my daughter's a teacher, exactly where everything is right now with the decisions that are being made about what's going to happen to our teachers and their future. So I think there's a lot. And if I can, we do have an email address if anyone wants to email us
absolutely.
with topics they they'd like to hear us discuss, or if they have events. We also would like to announce any events that are coming up that people want to tell us about. And so it is the GreenvilleGrit@gmail.com.
Is it the Greenville?
Greenville, not the, GreenvilleGrit@gmail.com.
Greenville Grit, just like it spelled, just like it sounds. Greenville and then GRIT at gmail.com. And again, the name of the show, Greenville Grit, and the grit stands for, the grit part stands for Greenville Residents in Touch. I love it.
Correct.
Yep.
All right, and the first show is tomorrow night at 6:30.
Yeah, we got some sponsors lined up too.
Greenville
already.
Police Chief Hassan Aden is going to be your first guest. And sponsorships, tell us about who the sponsor. You got some good community-minded sponsors
Great
that have stepped up.
community-minded sponsors, yeah. Craig Goes, Greenville Toyota, has signed up and wants to be part of the show and advertising, so definitely support him and in the support he's always given back to Greenville and the community, as well as Mike Robertson of Solar Creations. Those guys have signed up to be a part of this, and
Talk
and
about
my company to be
two
part of
guys
it,
that
too.
do a lot for the community.
Absolutely.
And then the third sponsor is who?
The Overton Group, the commercial real estate agent in Eastern North Carolina. That's me.
All right, very good. And by the way, I believe you have one sponsorship available.
We have one opening.
If
That's
anybody
right.
wants to sponsor the show, they can contact you guys or contact me here at the station. Either
Exactly.
one. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's still one sponsorship available, as they say. Operators are standing by.
Operators standing by.
Well, listen, I'm excited about this, and I appreciate you. Number one, I know both of you, and I know the quality of human beings that you both are. And I know what's in your heart, and I know that you have the best interest of the community at heart, and that's why you're doing this, and making sure that there's another opinion out there other than the one maybe you're hearing on the Greenville City Council or in other media or whatever. So I appreciate your willingness to do this, and I think you two are the perfect people to do that, and I'm looking forward to this.
Exactly.
Thank you, Henry.
Yeah.
We're excited about it.
And we'll wrap up our show with "What Gets Your Grits."
Yeah.
And so that's going
What
to be
gets your grits?
What gets your grits? So
Better kiss my grits.
Yeah, really.
That
Might be some of that,
later.
too.
That might come later. But y'all tune in Wednesday night 6:30 and next Monday night instead of next Wednesday.
right.
Wednesday night, 6:30 every week, except next week, which is going to have to be on Monday night because of the Duke game next week.
Exactly.
But it will be here on 103.7 WTIB and Cable 7. And again, we'll probably replay the show on Wednesday night at 6:30. It's normal time anyway. To get everybody on television, to get everybody in the habit of watching on Wednesday nights at 6:30. Terry will
have too much on that first show. Give us a few shows.
Yeah, a few
What
shows.
we're doing here.
It's going to be a relaxed type of format.
Relaxed chaos is what.
You know, I tell you what, I often have people contact me about doing shows, and I say that, the first thing that goes through my mind, people don't realize what's involved and how difficult it is to actually sit down and be on the radio and television. It looks easy, but it's not easy. But with you two, it never crossed my mind because, number one, both of you are so verbal and articulate and knowledgeable, and I think you're the perfect people to do this. I'm not worried about you guys. I'm
Very
really looking
kind.
forward to
Thank
watching
you.
and listening to the show myself.
Appreciate it. We're looking
Thank
forward
you.
to it.
All right. Good to see you guys.
All right,
you
thank
too.
Terry Williams and Michael Overton and the Greenville Grit debuts tomorrow night, 6:30, right here on 103.7. And you can listen on the way home if you're in the car, or you can watch it on Cable 7 TV on the Suddenlink cable system. And we appreciate it. Looking forward to tomorrow night.
Thank you, Henry.
All right, we got to get a break, and McGee's got sports coming up. Mike Krzyzewski's very emotional press conference after the Virginia win last night by Duke. Krzyzewski talking about himself and, alluding to the death of his brother, which he very rarely does. We'll hear from Coach Krzyzewski and McGee on sports coming up next.
Don't miss the incredible year-end savings at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. We are overstocked with over 400 new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram vehicles. We aren't only discounting the 2013 models, but the 14s as well. Jeep Patriot starting at only $15,990. Dodge Grand Caravan starting at only $19,990. Ram Quad Cab starting at only $26,990.
It's the big finish at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, across from the Cracker Barrel in Greenville. When you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco. No matter where you go in Eastern Carolina, there's sure to be an attractive and always clean Trade Wilco Hess station nearby. For the absolute lowest prices on gas, groceries, and travel necessities, stop at any of the Trade Wilco Hess stations throughout Eastern Carolina. Keep your eyes on the road, but remember to look for the green and white Hess sign. The best part? No one supports the ECU Pirates more. So when you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco.
Unlock the best life has to offer for generations to come. Introducing the Legacy membership exclusively at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. As a Legacy member, you'll not only enjoy all the benefits of an active, family-friendly lifestyle, your children and grandchildren will enjoy membership status as well. Belonging to Ironwood is remarkable. Sharing it with your entire family is even better. Become a Legacy member today, only at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. Golf at its finest, life at its fullest.
Having a vision of what really matters is how we succeed. Keeping an eye on the ball, seeing all the things that we need. Focusing on the big picture, always striving to do what's right. Carolina Vision Care, we keep what's important inside.
Top Dog Academy is Eastern North Carolina's complete dog training facility. Top Dog provides an excellent environment for dogs of all ages with training services and work week daycare. Top Dog is located on Highway 43 South, just 4 miles from Bells Fork, and features a comfortable, healthy environment and a spacious facility for daycare and a brand new, beautiful facility for training. Call 752-8215 or visit topdogonline.com.
Come on out Highway 43 South to Top Dog Academy, where we know dogs.
We'll do whatever it takes. Hurry in today and get Toyotathon savings before it's over. Final year-end payments as low as $148 a month and 0% APR financing. Plus, shop our huge selection of recently traded certified pre-owned vehicles. Need financing? We can help. With the Greenville Toyota Advantage, every new Toyota comes with covered maintenance for life. We're almost at the finish line. Hurry in today and help Greenville Toyota set another record.
Talk of the Town. Welcome back. Good to have you here this morning. It's 8:55, 5 minutes in front of 9 o'clock, and we'll check the weather forecast for you in a minute. Snow in the forecast for Wednesday night and Thursday morning. But first, McGee on sports. And Mike Krzyzewski, after beating Virginia last night, got a little emotional. McGee, I guess his brother passed away over the holidays. I really hadn't heard about that. And Krzyzewski never talks about himself, but last night, a rare emotional press conference for Mike Krzyzewski.
Yeah, Henny put the blame on himself after Duke narrowly escaped a winning 3 start in the ACC, getting by Virginia 69-65. The difference, a Rashid Suleiman go-ahead three-pointer with 18.8 seconds to go. The three-pointer actually bounced on the rim and came back down and went in for Suleiman, giving Duke the win after the game. And emotional, Coach K speaking about himself rather than the game itself.
We haven't been at our best since the start of conference, and I haven't been at my best since Christmas. And that's my responsibility. And been knocked back, and today we weren't knocked back. And we just have to keep moving forward. So sometimes just things occur that are human, and you can put all your defensive stats and whatever, but we were there tonight, and we were collectively together tonight for the first time in a couple weeks.
Krzyzewski dealing with the death of his older brother back on December 26th. And again,
if you can see the video on this, he's tearing up when he's clearly thinking about his brother.
Yeah, you can see it all over his face. Duke did improve to 13-4 with the win, 2-2 now in the ACC. Elsewhere, number 2 Syracuse beat Boston College 69-59, and number 15 Kansas got by number 8 Iowa State by a count of 77-70 tonight. 8 top 25 teams are in action, and for the first time since the 1995-96 season, Duke and North Carolina both not in the top 20 of the AP college basketball poll.
All right, very good. 8:57 our time, and let's check that forecast for you now. The weather today. Rain will continue through the day, remaining cloudy, showers in the afternoon today. High temperature will be about 59 or so, and then tonight temperatures back down to the 30s, about 37 and cloudy tonight. And then tomorrow looks like a really good day. It'll probably be wet from all the rain today, but sunny and 62 the high tomorrow, so a pretty nice day tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, things will change. After midnight on Wednesday night is when we're looking for precipitation to start, and the temperatures are going to be down in the 30s. They're going to be about 33 degrees for an overnight low on Wednesday night, and about a 50% chance of precipitation. So you have to say some of it is probably going to be frozen rain. Some of it might be rain, and then some of it might be snow, is what we're being told. And so we're hearing a mixture of rain, frozen rain, and snow overnight that could turn into a snow shower Thursday morning when we're getting up and going to work. So schools will be looking at the roads, of course, and making decisions about that. And, the other thing, too, that forecast still 48 hours away. Things could change. High temperatures on Thursday will be in the mid-40s, so if it does snow, it's not going to probably not going to be a big event, at least right now. But, again, it could change and become more of a big event, or it could change and not have any snow at all. So we'll just have to wait and see. That's our forecast right now. Thanks to Terry Williams and Michael Overton for being here. Very excited about the Greenville Grit, the new show that begins tomorrow night at 6. I think that's going to be good.
Should be really entertaining.
And, those guys are good. I mean, they are so informed of what's going on, and they're both their communication skills are so good, both very articulate, intelligent folks, and it's going to be an interesting look at what's going on in the community. A little different than what we normally have every Wednesday night at 6:30 here. And tomorrow night, their special guest will be Greenville Police Chief Hassan Aden, who's having a press conference today, according to Terry, to talk about maybe some new crime opportunities and, crime-fighting opportunities and techniques, which might be talking about some of that deterred, what was it called? The new program that he's working on. So, we'll hear what he's got to say today. I can't think of the name. Everybody, have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.
Your hometown station.